catchy name for this one? My Godzilla.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
Our planet will perish unless we set Godzilla free.
Listen to the bass go boom.
So this plan is what you would call a long shot.
Well, let's get started.
Competition's paying the price.
Long live the king.
That's messed up. This is Godzilla's world. He's just living it.
Damn right.
Rated PG.
All right. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever the case may be. Welcome to Cross Examinations today. Godzilla, Dragons, Monsters Galore. Yeah, we're going to do a little delving. Hold on, let me turn this off. Oh, wait, where is it? Where's my appropriate window? What the heck? Okay. Per usual, I seem to have messed up everything in OBS. So, how's everyone doing today? Please do bear with me and my typical inability. I need a producer. Elijah, you need to be my producer and actually produce stuff while I'm working. Let's see. YouTube, Underdog Mike. Hope everyone is doing well today. I hope all the streaming is working okay. I need to restream chat. Make sure this is... Oh, I don't even have my restream chat. There it is. Pop that open. Change that to... Why is that on Chrome? Alright, do I have another restream window? Oh. No, that's it. Restream chat. Bing! Pow! Okie doke. That should be refreshing. So, Godzilla, Dragons, Monsters Galore. 16 people watching now, please. What's go... Wait. Restream. No, my restream chat doesn't seem to want to work. Copyright strike incoming. Well, it is a commercial, and I am using it for the sake of our discussion here today. So hopefully, the YouTube Nazis won't. Probably not a good way to gain their goodwill. But why is my restream chat not working? Does anything ever just work? I've been alright, Lou. How are you? Hi, Hugh. Hi, Rhaegar. Kevin. X-Gal. Howdy. Tempo. Michael. Andrew. Joe. Will there be bad spoilers? I still didn't watch Hey. Oh. No, actually, I haven't seen it yet. We are not actually going to be talking about the movie. What we're going to be talking about is dragons and large reptilian creatures. Sort of like Godzilla. In the Bible and in history, and Godzilla was amazing. Yeah, we're gonna go see it after this stream, so looking forward to that. But is Godzilla in the Bible? No, he's not. But that would be cool. Let's see. We're gonna be talking about. All right, so the reason this is funny, it wasn't even because of Godzilla that I was going to do this. I had this all set up. It was just called Dragons, Thar be Dragons, right? Cross examinations. But because there was this article that just came out from this scientist, and one of the scientists that was actually one of the scientists that one of the characters in Jurassic Park was based on. I could probably turn this light off. So he says that they can make dinosaurs within about the next 10 years. And so I was going to reference that article. And then, yeah, fun stuff. And we're going to go through lots of the evidences for dragons in man's history, in the Bible, in in reality, I would say. In reality. Not through the lens of evolutionary dogma, but rather, what does history teach us about our friends, the dragons? They probably weren't our friends. But anyways, let's go back to yesterday's show. See if there were any comments I can talk about. There be dragons. Oh, shoot. I just clicked on this one again. Derp. I'm sorry. Yesterday's episode. What the hell? Cross-Examinations, episode 162. Comments incoming as such. Wow, I got 370 views on that one. Ben West says, Elliot bringing some insightful analysis to some deep philosophical concepts. I like having Elliot on. He's probably busy today, but Carter Gunderson says, damn it, Mike! He says it in the nicest possible way. You've been streaming long enough to know how to do this. WK says, for those Christians who don't believe in heaven or hell, exactly what is Christ redeeming us for, or saving us from? It goes against everything we know about Christ. He was not just another wise teacher like Gandhi. Gandhi, who, by the way, got millions of people killed, if I remember correctly. Christ was much more, and he has had a documented and unprecedented effect on the world. Amen to that. Mere wise teachers do not change the world in such profound and positive ways. Ben West says, eventually everyone who knew you will die. Every record of your life will turn to dust. All of humanity will become extinct, and the earth itself will die in or before the heat death of the universe. If the essence of humanity is purely physical, if we don't have a truly immortal soul, then any and all meaning we acquire or create in this life is not just hollow and temporary. It's a cruel mockery of the concept of meaning. Profound words, Ben West. Profound words. No questions, so nothing to answer, but I agree. I do not disagree. Let's see. Yeah, I don't need to comment on any of the comments from any of the other streams. I'm kind of thinking the comment of you've been streaming long enough to know how to do this had to do with me accidentally shutting off Friday Night Auctions last night. I hit the stop streaming button rather than the stop sharing button. Black Wolf, oh no, that was yesterday's stream. Alright, let me turn that one off. Turn this one off. Turn that one off. And get back to today's commentary. Alright, sweet. First, Godzilla eats Tokyo. Second, Godzilla Copy Strike eats Mike's channel. Well, I don't think they'll do that. I think, yeah, I know. I don't know. Darby Dragons. Finished your Hedge Knight series, Mike. Was really good. Well, thank you very much, Lou. I hope you are picking up Lone Star. Actually, as long as we're here. Let me see. Can this show up again? Why is that so enormous? Alright, let me shrink this down. Pull this down. Sorry, I hate to do this now. Yeah, I'm going to make sure this takes up most of the stream because I want you guys to be able to see what I'm talking about. So let's give it a test run with... Oh my gosh, why is nothing working? It's like uploading super slow. Alright. Transition. By the way, 2-hour episode today. Hopefully some other people will come in. But I think we have a lot of ground to cover with this whole dragon dinosaur thing. I can't... Actually, I do want to talk in part about Godzilla because there's something particular about Godzilla that I find interesting in the whole conversation. But Lone Star Solo the Soldier, still available. Because it's a 2-hour stream, I will be going in and selling my book a little bit. I don't ask for donations for this show, but I do ask you to support me in my endeavors as an artist. $132,971 with 2,419 backers. I woke up today and had surpassed my number of backers for Heart of the Hero. So celebrate with me, my children. Celebrate with me. From here on out, I am growing the audience. I have already grown the audience 7 backers beyond what my original Heart of the Hero. Let's see. I think I just might have gotten another one. Nope. But yeah, what Heart of the Hero got, I have surpassed by 7. The holy number of 7. All right. And because thank you for the congratulations, Dragon Abortions. No. All right, let's get to this. Let me see who's talking in the chat, and then I will jump into the story of the day. Do I think Bob Iger is bluffing? I don't believe what he said. Bob Iger, is that the Disney dude about Georgia? Ugh. I am ready. I was contemplating canceling Netflix this morning, actually. We don't need Netflix, right? We don't need Netflix. Because they don't want to film anything. They don't want to support anything being done in Georgia because of their abortion law that passed.
Seriously?
Yeah. And Disney, Bob Iger at Disney's doing it too. Everybody wants to burn their businesses down so that people can kill their babies. New stream part 2. Hi folks, what's up with Held? The cosmic war between meaning and meaninglessness. Right? But who fights for meaninglessness? There's no point in it. Eh? And what do we tell death? Not today. Dude, I was waiting for that G.I. Joe pieces you tweeted too. Oh, Hikaru, you missed it. That sold first. Well, my first. You just, you got in too late. You got to pay more attention. Be right back. Got to tell the others. Yes, do tell the others. Like, share. Let people know we're talking Godzilla, Dragons, and Monsters Galore today on Cross-Examination special 2-hour episode. And after that 2 hours, I'm going to go see Godzilla. Go Godzilla. Catholic Rob says, I'm barely on now because of work, so I didn't know you had a wrench for a while. Oh, you're talking to Hikaru. It's because it's a computer mic. That's how they work. You know. Mike, have you heard of Elric of Menlibon? No. Melnibon? No. I heard Godzilla throw some Christian tones in the movie. Oh, really, Catholic Rob? Well, I'll have to do a review after I get back tonight. That'll be fun. Congrats. Thank you. Do dragons get circumcisions? No. I'm going to go with no on that, and I can pretty solid a negative on dragon circumcisions, yeah. Already canceled it. Got a Plex server. Let me rephrase. I don't believe he believes what he said. He's just virtual signaling. Oh! Quite possibly. Yeah, you fall in line with the SJW hate crowd, or they'll come get you. They're gonna come get you, because that's what they do. Catholic Rob says, love those breasts on the girl. Nice pic. You know what? Odd tangential moment here for the story. I was thinking today, because I'd always what is it, about the female form that sets a guy off? It's there's beauty, and then there's this, I don't know, totally different. It's like you see a big bunny rabbit or something, you want to pet it, and you want to rub your face in it, and it's cute and it's soft and it's feels good. And then you see female parts, and you want to pet it, you want to rub your face. But I mean, it's something different. I mean, obviously, I hope, and if it's not, then you should probably talk to a psychologist. What is, because you can see the silhouette. It's just this weird thing with guys, right? So you can see a silhouette, like not even real, of a rabbit, and it does nothing for you. But you can see just the silhouette of a woman, and it's like, right? So it's just, I don't know. It's always just kind of been this weird. Now, why is it? How much beauty is, I mean, I don't want to go around throwing women under burqas, because I think that is just ridiculous. I'm sorry, you bumped me off the dragon course, because I was thinking about this today on my walk. You can appreciate, it's like you appreciate the beauty of a baby, right? Soft, you want to touch them, you want to hold them, you want to snuggle them. You appreciate the beauty of a child. You want to muss their hair, you want to sit them in your lap and play with them. But then there's a woman, and it just, I don't know. What creates that? I mean, you could say hormones, I guess. I don't know. Are you going to watch Good Omens? The book was good. Yeah, we watched the first episode last night. I read that book 2 decades ago, and I'm really hoping they use think of it as avoiding the rush line. I remember that from the book. So, but yeah, it's, I don't know. It's a mystery to me. It's a mystery. Catholic Rob says, just saying I love the pick. SJWs are afraid to show a woman like that anymore. It's just weird to me. And for me, I mean, obviously there's the sexual connotation, because that just kind of goes without saying. But for me, the reason I expose her womanness is because that should evoke in a rational. And again, wow, this is sort of, I mean, is it hormones, or is it just sexuality, or is it what? But the more feminine the girl, the more the man, the more it depicts the man who wants to protect her, right? It's like the male inherent imperative, right? Protect the woman. And the more feminine you can make her, and bosoms very feminine, and that is literally why I did that. I wasn't doing it just to make it all sexy. It is the feminization. It is the bringing out that protective desire it was actually to strike that emotional chord in the viewer. So I don't know. There's no answers to this, I'm pretty sure. I think it's both sexual and instinctual combination that kind of breeds that family man pride. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. I love sexy women. Everyone remember Danger Girl. It's our hormones. Snoobers Stark says, it's our why can't I talk today? It's our hormones and our primitive wiring. Check out Stanford University. Robert Sapolsky has lectures for free on YouTube. Withheld says, so femininity is evil to SJWs, but they say they are pro-women. The joining of the male and female reminds me of Baphomet. No offense to transgender folks. Dark Admiral says, more feminine, more attractive. I think that's part of the SJWs have a problem. Yeah. True. Does J. Scott Campbell draw women like that? He draws them more cartoonishly idealized, I would say. Right? Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because anyways, I don't want to delve all the way down into this rabbit hole. Rabbit hole. Get it. Is Mike's wife out of town or something? No. The form of women which is considered beautiful indicates health. Why not the form of bunnies? Hardwired programming. Yeah, it is absolutely hardwired, unless at some point in your childhood you had your hardwiring rewired, which is a psychological difference. I don't want to blame those who have had their hardwiring rewired, but it is usually the fault of the parents or a particular circumstance. I don't want to delve into this too deeply. So I don't lay the blame there. But, I mean, simple point of fact. If your body, if your genetics, if your chromosomes, and your mind are in disagreement, your body's not wrong. Your mind is. So, take that for what it is. It is a simple fact of reality. I just got here. Was the movie good? We have not seen the movie yet. Well, I have not seen the movie yet. We're going to see it later. So, so don't worry about it. I'm going to be doing a review later today. We're going to go see it after this special 2-hour episode of Cross Examinations, which I started a little late, but I'm still going to end it at 5 o'clock. So let's get to... What was my initial story here? Oh, shoot. You know what? I don't... Oh, hey, look. There's the Doom Kicker cover I did. Let me... Alright, let me turn this off until I can find what I was looking for. And of course, everything I'm looking for is taking forever to load up. Alright. Alright, here we go. And, no, I'm not here for the picture of the busty lady. I'm here for the... Come on, scroll. I'm here for the... According to scientists, they can recreate real dinosaurs in 5 to 10 years. We've all seen Jurassic Park, so we all know how recreating dinosaurs can be a terrible idea. Still, several news reports tell us that yes, scientists are pursuing such a project. The scary part, we are pretty optimistic that we'll soon have dinosaurs again within the next 5 to 10 years. Ironically, Dr. Jack Horner, one of the paleontologists involved with the genetic research, was a consultant for the Jurassic flicks and was the inspiration for the character of Dr. Alan Grant. Initially, Dr. Horner believed that recreating these monstrous creatures required working with DNA strands, but studied about DNA degradation over the years has made that an impossible direction to take. Interesting. However, a group of scientists from Harvard and Yale have discovered a more feasible alternative. Chickens! Well, let's see them chickens coming home to roost. According to... In an interview with People magazine, Dr. Horner explained, "Of course, birds are dinosaurs." I hate it when they just state things like this like fact. So we just need to fix them so they look a little more like a dinosaur. According to Horner, the team has made great progress in mutating chickens back to their ancestors, the dinosaurs. Okay, I think they're a little further than 5 or 10 years away from impossible. Moreover, they have also tried inserting woolly mammoth genes into elephants to recreate its ancient counterpart. Currently, the group is working on 4 major differences between dinosaurs and chicken, namely the birds' tails, arms, hands, and mouths. Horner and his crew believe that in no time they will be able to reverse engineer a chicken's beak into a dinosaur snout. Now, just out of curiosity, why wouldn't you use like a lizard? Right? Why wouldn't you use a... Oh, chickens are cheap. That's probably why. He said, actually, the wings and hands are not as difficult. The tail is the biggest project, but on the other hand, we have been able to do some things recently that have given us hope that it won't take too long. So brace yourselves, folks. We might soon get a chickenosaurus in our midst. This isn't going to end well. It's okay. I will lay very fat odds that this never happens with chickens. Okay, Mike, you started on dragons and wound up on boobs. Isn't that how it goes? I know. I was derailed, and it's just an odd derailment because it was something I was thinking about on my walk today, and I was almost going to make that the topic of today's show. I can't remember what I was going to call it. Let's talk about sex or something like that. Clickbait, right? I know. Terrible. I'm terrible. But then I came upon this article, and as I was about getting ready to start, my wife's like, "Do you want to go see Godzilla?" I'm like, "Godzilla? I got to throw that in there." So, dinosaurs are closer to birds than lizards. I know, sounds odd. That's all theoretical, man. That's all theoretical. Because dinosaurs had feathers and are considered the relatives of birds. Dinosaurs did not have feathers. Withheld, rather not say. That's all bullcrap. They had what they call proto-feathers, which are what? They're little spines. How do you... I'm not going to get into that whole thing. No, all those drawings you see of dinosaurs with feathers, it's garbage. It's all just the fantasy of... Oh, and you know what? I don't know if you noticed this or if you know this, but China has been forging dinosaur with feather fossils. You guys may not know this, but the forgery of missing links in the evolutionary sciences is like an age-old practice. There's the Piltdown Man, which I believe was made from a pig's tooth. There was Nebraska Man, which I believe was made from... Oh, what was that made from? I think like a filed human tooth or something like that. But faking missing links is big money. Big money. And so because it's big money, and you know how reputable China is, China has literally been forging dinosaurs with feathers. You should look into it. It's funny. But that's what a lot of people are buying. They're buying it because they're selling it hard. They keep making drawings of dinosaurs with feathers because it looks really cool, right? It makes sense that China would bootleg dinosaurs. It is. It's money, man. Money in the bank. All right, so let me see again. Let me turn this off while I make sure I have the right windows open. This is an interesting thing. I'm just, because I have this up next, I'm just going to go ahead and turn it on. Oh, it was already on. I never turned it off. Derpity derp. So this is a duck-billed dinosaur cone. The cone of the duck-billed dinosaur, which they found embedded or I don't know. Let me see. Preserved soft tissue structures. I don't think this is actually soft tissue, but they have found actual soft tissue of duck-billed dinosaurs and T-Rex. I can show you that later. But the point of this one is, I wonder if you go back in time before they discovered the cone, the actual cone on the duck-billed dinosaur. Like if we go back to the drawings of the duckbill when we were kids, did they have cones on their heads? Because they do now, ever since they discovered this soft tissue cone for the top of the duck-billed dinosaur. And it made me think, this is where Godzilla comes to mind, because Godzilla has rows of cones, right? I think that is essentially what the I mean, they just look like cones on his back, going down his back, the big spiky ridge things down his back. And it makes me think that, like, if you go to, let me see if I can find it. I have so many things open here. If you go to all these ancient depictions of dinosaurs in mankind's history, look, right? This dueling dino vase, I don't even know when this was from, pre-Columbian archaeology in Bolivia. They have cones, spikes, cones down their backs, right? Let's see if there's any others over here. This one too, this ancient, they're saying it's an ankylosaurus. I don't know about that, but it's got a cone down its back. These ancient depictions of quote-unquote dragons are often found with cones down their backs, right? Cones are soft tissue in many, many cases. Not like Stegosaurus. I mean, Stegosaurus, they're like bone, right? So when you see this Stegosaurus carving from Colombia, was it Colombia? No. This is Cambodia. That Cambodian Stegosaurus carving from the what is it, 1200 AD Buddhist temple carving. Stegosauruses we've known have had those plates because the plates have been preserved. But soft tissue cones are rarely preserved. But if you look back through all of the depictions of quote-unquote dragons, many of them have cones. Many of them have cones down their backs. Cones, again, are soft tissue. So I am just curious. Oh, and then this is another interesting one. And I couldn't find it on this. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna say right up front, this is Genesis Park. I am usually loath to reference Christian websites when I'm doing apologetics argument because not because I don't believe them. I have gone through a lot of this stuff and I have found original source material for it. And then when I would be like in an argument on Facebook or on whatever, I would source materials, not a Christian website. But this website, it's a good, they've got everything. If you want to do your own research, DYOR on this stuff, then go ahead. Yeah, more cones. And yeah, it made me wonder if because when John Malin and I were like looking through these things and we discovered, and it's not on here unfortunately, but we discovered this. Actually, let me see if I can just find one. Jade Dragon, Ancient China. So we were looking through Ancient China, not these ones. We were talking about, gosh, I'm going to have to boot this open up a little bit. Oh my gosh, why is this not? Ugh. Was it jade? I think it was made out of jade. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. But okay, I was talking to John Malin. This was like months and months ago. And we were talking about the Marco Polo description of the dragon, right? The Marco Polo description of the dragon is dead on not a T-Rex, what? Do you remember what it was? It starts with an A. The dinosaur.
Which one?
Allosaurus. The Allosaurus, right? It's 30 feet long. He describes it. It's 30 feet long. It's 8 feet wide around its chest. It's got short forearms with 3 large claws like that of a tiger. It's got a mouth wide enough to swallow a man. It's got eyes about the size of a dinner roll. And Allosaurus. And I went up and I looked it up and I saw, you just go look it up, the size. It's a 30-foot long dinosaur, right? And everything was spot on what it was. And he's like, well, If that's the case, then there should be some other record of it in China. And so we're going through and we're looking through some ancient, gosh, what is it? Was it 12th century? Because this is like the dragons you see now, right, in China that you're used to seeing, like 12th. Oops, century. And we came across, where was it? Oh man. We came across a dragon sculpture, an ancient dragon sculpture. I thought it was made out of jade. Maybe it was made out of something else. It was made out of jade? And dadgummit, why is it so hard to... maybe it was not 12th century, was it? Another... Sorry, I should have looked this up beforehand so I'm not wasting your time. Because there's, I mean, so many jade dragons. But this one was uniquely sort of shaped like an Allosaurus. Dadgummit, get off me. So uniquely shaped like an Allosaurus that we were both kind of like, what? Where the flim is this thing? Wonder what else I could say. What other keywords could I use? Dragon, ancient China. I'm gonna take out jade and see ancient China. 12th century. I don't know if it was 12th century or some other time. Maybe I just get rid of 12th century. I do apologize, guys. This is all paintings, drawings. Ancient dragon, China. Dynasty. Nope, that's not it. That's not it, but that's interesting. From the early Shang Dynasty, 1050 BC. Oh, it's got the cone on the back of it. Like, oh, what dragon has, or what dinosaur has that?
It's that one.
Anyways, I want to find this other one. It's driving me crazy. Why is it so hard to find now? They're hiding it from us. It's Google. Google is. There it is! Bam! Look at this freaking thing. 2,000 years old. 2,000 years old. That does not look like your typical... Yeah, it's not jade, is it? From the Han Dynasty. It's got the short, 3-clawed forearms. The large, whatever, chicken legs. Large tail. And this is what brought it up. It's got the cone on it, right? Look at that freaking thing. Looks like a Chinese dragon. No, Chinese dragons are typically snake-like bodies, right? Complete snake-like bodies with just tiny legs all the way around. I mean, look at any typical. See, like this. That's a typical Chinese dragon. Snake-like body and limbs like this. That's your basic Chinese dragon. But this one is a 2,000-year-old sculpture of an Allosaurus. Or some reasonable facsimile thereof. Dang it, I should save that. Open image in a new tab. So, yeah, and John Malin was he's like, well, yeah, you could see how this might have mutated over the centuries into this, right? As less and less of these were in existence. Obviously, they were still in existence at the time of Marco Polo if he was describing this creature and how they murder or how they hunt them. I don't know. I just thought that was incredibly interesting in my opinion. All right, let's see what you guys have to say. Dynamo disagrees with this Mike on this stuff 100%. Call Michael Caine. Michael Caine, his power might still be out. My mom saw a gargoyle in Mexico back in the 60s. She saw us watching Jeepers Creepers once and said that's what it looked like. They saw the bone. Looks like they saw the bones. Okay, that is my point about the cones, right? Up until, let's see if we even have any. Circa 1980. Let's call it 1980. There you go. This is what the duck-bill dinosaur. Is that it? No, that's not 1980. I think this is how they used to depict the duck-bill dinosaur, right? But they discovered the cones. Or actually, this one has a cone. That one looks like the cone is a bone, though, not like the fleshy part. My point is, the cones, the soft tissue cones, generally don't appear, right? So that's why it was interesting to me that they would put these cones and ridges on the backs of the depictions of quote unquote dragons. I mean, not ubiquitously. They're not on every single. Okay, I can get rid of that one. They're not on every single one. Where was it? Sorry about this. Oh, darn it! Gosh, I get so freaking. Okay, I'm kind of be all over the place on this one probably. Check out my super chat. All right. Super chat. Mark C says there are several phone videos on YouTube's capturing dragons. I don't know if they are real, but they are cool to watch. I don't think there's probably too many still around. There's one still reported today in Africa. Mkele Mbembe, I believe it's called. We can discuss that later. But this is another interesting thing. When they found the skin, see, this is how many ancient peoples used to illustrate dinosaur skins, dragon skin, right? Just like these bumps. But these bumps weren't discovered until this soft tissue was found, or the soft tissue indent. I'm not sure if this is actual soft tissue or just an indentation because I didn't read this actual article. Let's see. The prostructure inflated deep faults in an arbor rim from missing impressions of these elements. Yeah, these are just impressions in the surrounding sediments. So this is just impressions, but when these impressions were found, it kind of threw that argument in the toilet because these ancient peoples who had been depicting them, right, with such skin, have been proven right. You know what? Let's just go through this one. And I'm sorry, I know I'm all over the place here. This website is kind of driving me nuts on the size thing. All right, that's better. Let's see. I can't even make this one out, so I'm not going to bother that one. Wait, dinosaur fighting a mammoth. No, that seems like no. Nebuchadnezzar, Babylonian artist, was commissioned to shape reliefs of animals and the structures associated with the Ishtar Gate. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that is, but it's a giant standing lizard-like creature with, obviously, with claws. I don't know. Nothing around today though. Oh, okay. So they're actually depictions of just other animals. What are these? Are those unicorns? Alright, I'm going to toss that one. But this one, let's see. Interesting creature. I should probably read this first before I... bronze Persian pot manufactured towards the end of the first millennium. Most fascinating element is its stylized, scaled, dinosaur-like dragon that forms the spout. Dragons form an integral part of Persian mythology and beliefs. Alright. Ottoman Empire ruled for the 6th century. There are not many depictions of dinosaur and creatures in their artwork. Perhaps dragons were not as common in Eastern European Middle East theater. I don't think they were terribly common anywhere, and they were probably hunted to extinction. That's interesting. Either some sort of a dinosaur, dragon, or giant bird? Interesting sculpture from, when is this from? Whence and where is this from? Chinese stories and stylized dragon depictions are fairly common. This unusual beaked dragon statue came up on the antiquities market and is now in the Genesis Park collection. The bronze styling from 206 BC to 220 AD, 2,000 years old. Characteristics of the beaked dinosaur, like the oviraptor. So that is the oviraptor. Not too unlike it, I guess. Close enough for government work. Oh, what is this one? Another fascinating Chinese artifact. Late Eastern Zhao sauropod. Ornamental box to the right, displaying a long neck like a brachiosaurus. And doesn't want to open picture. What the heck? Long neck. I would really need better picture for that one. Interesting though. See, now I don't know why they didn't have the other one here. Cause oh, there's that one. Shang Dynasty artifact. Sorolophus with the pointy back head. That's what they're showing here. That's actually a pretty good match, except for this one has no front paws. The head, the ridge in the back, and the tail are pretty spot on. Pretty spot on. I don't know what this one is though. Yeah, Perkindo says most cultures have some sort of mythologies around dragons, so they had to have been seeing something. Correct. Here's a couple of interesting ancient pieces. What are these from? 4,000 years ago, the Hongshan culture and dinosaur produced many wonderful jade dragon carvings, along with other clear animal representation. Of the time of these dragons, productions became highly stylized and were especially popular as pendants. Most of these ornamental pieces barely resemble a large reptile, but some of the older dragon statues appear to be attempts at modeling certain dinosaurs. Notice the resemblance. These jade dragons immediately below bear to small protoceratops. Yeah, that's most definitely. I mean, unless they were just making it up, which I doubt. You know, and that's the thing. Why would they just make up dragons when all the other stuff they were doing was, you know, monkeys and rhinos and ostriches? Not ostrich, not in China, but you know, even the Chinese zodiac. Every creature on the Chinese zodiac is a normal, everyday creature that they saw, you know, in their lives or they knew about. And then there's a dragon. So Dallas Did I for $5 says, we are closer in time to a T-Rex than the T-Rex is to a Stegosaurus. Well, I think we're closer in time to both of them than anybody thinks. And you know, I know some people think he's crazy. Once upon a time, I had a friend named Ed who, not Ed McGinnis, a different friend. Jersey Devils saying bones, definitely. They found skeletons. And then somehow or another they managed to become well versed in skeletal, muscular biology, anatomy. They understood what the skin and how all of the musculature would make the dinosaur look on the outside. Yeah, they didn't have that level of scientific endeavor. What about sedimentary layers? They found tons of dinosaur bones and didn't know what they were. That's the obvious answer. Okay, so let's see. What's a good one? Well, actually, let's go through these here first, and then we will tackle your arguments. The view from above center, the object reveals strange curving plates, as if the animal was resembling. I don't know, the lizard. There are also clear representation of a stegosaurus on a piece of broken pottery to the right. Yeah, that looks like a stegosaurus. Not as about like the Cambodian one. Stegosaurus. Multiple ancient stegosauruses. Oh, these were found in southern Italy. Huh. Pre-Greek civilization. Interesting. Mesopotamian cylinder, the seal of Uruk, housed at the Louvre. The animal on the right is the artist's conception from a skeleton of an apatosaur. There are many striking similarities between these two depictions. The long neck tail. Alright, this one says it's from the skeleton. I don't know how they'd know that. This is another cosmetic palette from the cemetery of the first dynasties. Yeah, these have long, again, just super long-necked creatures with claws. So, not a giraffe. Huh, weird. Again. Definitely not a giraffe. Bigger than, I mean, look at that. The bowl, this is the size of a bowl here. Of course. And then these are gazelles or something? I don't know. But then these are even bigger, so size might not have anything to do with it necessarily. I'm trying to play devil's advocate a little bit here too. Of course, this size, this is weird. Another long neck. Oh, I don't know. Wrangling them. These guys are wrangling these long-necked creatures. I don't know, because these don't look exactly like Brontosaurus or Brachiosaurus or anything. So I take those with a grain of salt. What's this one? A wand, magic knife dating to about 1750 BC. Displays similar long-necked creatures. Let's see. Yeah, more long-necked creatures. Maybe Brontosauruses just weren't as fat as we think they are. You've got lion. What is that? A bear with a knife? Alligator head? Sphinx. Beetle. Weird long neck thing. Guy with a very long thin penis. Snake head. God dude. Another lion. Snake. Decapitated bullhead. Alright. I don't know where to go with that one. I love this ancient stuff. I know, right? Another long head creature. This really doesn't look... This looks more mammalian. Looks more like a zebra mixed with a jaguar or something than a dinosaur, but some sort of weird long-necked creature. Yeah, that's the same one. To the left is a beautiful mosaic that was one of the wonders of the 2nd century, the Nile mosaic Palestrina. South of Rome. Let's just see what's on it. Oh, 3 African men and some sort of a dragon creature. And then I don't know if this is supposed to be another dragon creature or a bush. I don't know. This one I can make out really easily. Some sort of a... Yeah, it's got weird fangs and... Looks like they're fighting it. I'd like to see the rest of this mosaic, honestly. But I don't know what this is, if it's supposed to be something. There's a little dude in the water looking like it's pushing this thing away. So maybe it is a thing. I don't know. A little hard to make out for me. Little bit hard. Picture above was drawn by North American Anasazi Indians between 150 BC and 1200 AD. That one or this one? This one I'm familiar with. Yeah. This... I mean, come on. There's nothing else I know of in the biological history of the Earth besides a brachiosaur brontosaurus that looks anything like that. I don't know what this is. Above on right. Above on right. Now become clear warrior. On the left above the dinosaur figure. Clearly a native warrior and an apostle. Oh, okay. Apatosaur-like creature depicted in this carving located near Lake Powell. Another Native American rock pictograph was found in Utah's White Canyon region, upper left. Oh, that's this one. This is legit another Native American rock pictograph. Yeah. I mean, unless you're going to say that's like a turtle with just a really, really long neck and a really, really long tail, I would probably go with a similar large dinosaur. The petroglyph. Ugh. Man, I am just stumbling all over my words today. Last Crusader, a bit of white dude painted that. Petroglyph above, discovered in 2012 in New Mexico. Ancient Pueblo peoples intending to depict, if not for a living dinosaurian creature that they knew from that region. Yeah. These guys are terrible artists. What is this one? The Mississippian. 800 to 1500 AD in the southwestern United States. Was found in a mound. Signifies animal in question lived in water, while markings allude to the beast's unusually keen vision. Interesting. Interesting. I don't know of anything else that lived on this continent that looked anything like that. And what is this one? Oh, yep. Legs, tail, cones, giant lizard head, long neck. And that is... Above to the right, note the handle of a Mesoamerican pottery object made by Mississippi Caddo Indians, circa 1200 AD. What were those Caddo Indians doing making freaking brontosauruses or whatever the hell that is in 1200 AD, guys? Find the alien ones too. Alright, I don't know. These were based upon rock art describing a war party of 5 canoes. Wait. Birch brick around. Several types of Unteki monsters. Alright, they're trying to make the correlation between these. Interesting. Horned. Cone-backed. This looks like a boat here with people in it. So this thing must have been pretty big. Although ankylosauruses aren't huge, but I guess he's basing these drawings on this and then trying to make it... Take that one with a grain of salt. This is another interesting cave painting I've seen before. I'm trying to find the date here if they have one. Man, I wish these ancient people were better artists. But you take what you can get. That's interesting. That one looks like it's breathing fire. And it's got 2 humps on its back. That's a fire-breathing camel. I don't even know what the heck this... The heck? It's like something Indiana Jones was trying to look for. Okay, this one, you can see another brontosaurus type shape, another brontosaurus type shape. I don't know what this thing is behind it, though. American elephant and dinosaurs presented in Granby Idol. Queer rock relic unearthed. I found 66-pound stone. A 66-pound stone. Let's move on from that one. Other cave paintings of large... That's an interesting one. An African tribe from the mid-1800s. Friends, same website, time frame, oddly bird-like head with a strong jawline, rigid head, and neck reminiscent of duck-billed. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. Unless, again, that's a dude riding on a giant turtle with the extra long tail with long legs. Fairly similar. Again, I wish they were better artists. Strictly speaking, we're still in the last ice age. What's this one? Oh yeah, there's another seeming brontosaurus type creature. Okay, you and your... Oh, I don't have my knife on me. You have to go get somebody else to cut it. I don't know when this sword was from. I guess I could read it. 1920s. 31 Roman-style lead artifacts were excavated near Tucson. These are... Does it give a date? Doesn't give a date unless I'm skimming the writing too fast. But yeah, that's clearly a brontosaurus or brachiosaurus or whatever kind of extra large, probably water-dwelling. Like Nkele Mbembe. Dallas Deadeye. I once saw a dinosaur once in the Congo. Then I realized it was just Art T. Bear on holiday. Wah, wah. Now these are great. The Ica-stones. There are so bloody many Ica-stones dated 100 BC to 800 AD. The Spanish conquistadors brought back stories that there were stones with strange creatures carved on them found in Peru. Some of the stones were even brought back to Spain. He eventually accumulated over 11,000 such stones. Now, that's Dr. Cabrera. Now, not all of them have dinosaurs on them, but, you know, a lot of them have just regular daily life crap, but a lot of them do. And here's a guy being attacked by one... I'm going to stop saying dinosaurs. One dragon that happens to look like a dinosaur while trying to kill another dragon that oddly looks like another dinosaur. But there are a ton of these Ica stones. Ancient stones with clear drawings of dinosaurs, dragons, whatever you want to call them. He's found 11,000. I mean, do a search for Ica stones. There's so many. They are not fake, Curtis. See, you're so bought into the scientific, quote-unquote, scientific explanation for dinosaurs that you reject what you see as historical evidence, historical proof, I would say, that mankind saw and dealt with these creatures. Every single culture on Earth has dragons, has stories, legends, drawings, carvings, tales, newspaper articles of dragons. Freaking newspaper articles. Farmer John shot a dragon out of the sky that was hunting his sheep. They're not It's from all over the world. It's from every single culture. Every culture on this planet has dealt with dragons. And you just ignore it all because you are bought and sold this lie that dinosaurs existed millions and millions of years ago. You're ignoring what man has seen and recorded for a theory that recent scientists claim. I'm sorry, but I'm a bigger believer in history than I am in theories. And these are historical records, drawings, carvings on temples, right? These ancient tapestries. What is this one? Yeah, I don't know what the hell that is. Oh, here's more ichthyostones. Theropod eating a large fish. Triceratops. I mean, wanting them to be fake to hold on to a theory, it just seems, I don't know. You've bought into a lie. Sorry, I don't care if the people who have PhDs after their names, they're still buying into lies. Oh, they put the three things together. When is that? What does that date back to? Let's see. More ichthyostones. Sauropod dinosaurs found on ceramics in Peruvian regions. The Nazca vase from above are Denisov's personal collection. These artifacts show less stylized, very realistic-looking dinosaurian with large eyes. One has a dermal frill, one does not. This may have been a sexual dimorphism. Oh, yeah. Never thought about that. Let's see. Artifacts from Lima. Yeah, I don't want to click on that one. Ancient Mayan culture, which flourished around 6th century AD, is famous for their excellent artwork, including a remarkable one to the left. It shows a presentation of various captors, along with some trophy heads. In addition to humans' heads, they are carrying an animal head, what looks a lot like a dinosaur head. Picture enlarged. Yeah. It does look like a dinosaur head. Looks like a raptor. Damn Mayans trying to fake us all out with their raptor drawings. Dinosaur figurines. In 1945, Waldemar Jolsrud, a resident of Acambaro, Mexico, who had archaeological experience, discovered clay figurines buried at the foot of El Toro Mountain. Eventually, over 33,000 ceramic and stone figures were found. These range from detailed artwork to whistles and musical instruments to roughly shaped animal depictions to monstrous creatures. There are clear similarities to Chupiquaro cultural artifacts, 800 BC to 200 AD, found in the area, a culture that Jolsrud co-discovered. But the authenticity of Jolsrud find has been challenged because the huge collection included clear dinosaur figurines. In 1954, the Mexican government sent a team of archaeologists to investigate. In 1955, Charles Hopgood, professor of anthropology at the University of New Hampshire, conducted an elaborate investigation including radiometric dating of thermoluminescence testing by the University of Pennsylvania, Subsequent investigations were conducted by the Mexican government. The Galore work had undergone considerable scrutiny. The Mexican government even imprisoned men for selling these artifacts on the black market. Moreover, the dinosaurs are modeled in very agile, active poses, fitting well with the latest scientific evidence, lending credence to the artists having actually observed these creatures. Like ichthyostones, some sauropods are depicted with distinctive spinal frill. The remains of an Ice Age horse, now extinct, the unfossilized skeleton of a woolly mammoth, and a number of ancient human skulls were found in the same location as the ceramic artifacts, validating the antiquity of the site. So, some ancient people made these carvings, these sculptures, of what, I don't know, anyone with an open mind would say were dinosaurs. Dragons. Remember, the word dinosaur is only about 100 years old. 140 years old. Was it 1890, 95, something like that, they came up with dinosaur? Before they came up with the word dinosaur, we all called them dragons. And we knew they were part of our history. But somehow in the last 100 years, the quote-unquote scientific community, hell-bent on force-feeding evolution into our diet, has convinced us that this part of our history existed millions, tens of millions, and hundreds of millions of years ago. It's propaganda. It's bullcrap. I believe history. I believe the records of the human race. The vase on the left is 500 to 1000 AD. Again, 2 dinosaurs. Dragons. God, I gotta stop saying dinosaurs. I'm even suckered into saying dinosaurs. Here's some ancient cave paintings of a bunch of hunters going after what looks like, again, a brontosaurus. I wonder how they tasted. I bet you that was good meat. Mm-hmm. The Ashanti people of Ghana, Western Africa, are known for their bronze carvings that were used over the centuries. This dates back to the 1800s. 1800s. A bronze in the 1800s. Looks like a baby brontosaurus. A baby bronto. Ancient Thai incense burner from the 3rd century. Come on, open. That one looks a little over stylized to me. But this is the one, man. Look at this freaking Stegosaurus. This is on a 12th century Cambodian Buddhist monastery, Buddhist temple, and all of the other creatures, right? Here's a water buffalo. Here's a, I don't know what it is, a lizard or something. I have another tab here with all of the different. Oh gosh, I didn't even get to this. So there's a riverbed in Texas, where there are dinosaur footprints. There are dragon footprints, and there are human footprints walking right next to each other, which means that the clay riverbed was soft and malleable before it hardened into stone at the same time. Let me see. So there's man's footprint. I need some better ones here. Obviously, dinosaur footprint. The hell are they doing? So yeah, there's one. That's a great one. Dinosaur footprint, man's footprint on each other. So yeah. Ugh. It just drives me nuts when people freaking ignore all this stuff. Where was that? These things take so flippin' long to open. 4:23. All right, we got about 40 minutes left. You know what? Before we keep diving Let's see what the chat has to say. Diversity Cecil is here. I once rode a brontosaurus after a keg party. Her name was... Hi, Cecil. There are more than one set throughout North America. Last Crusader says, Mike, your dragon propaganda will not work on me. Dinosaurs for life. Back. Mike, just stop. You're making us look inferior again. No, I will maintain the truth. I don't care what people think about me. That's what I was going to say about my friend Eddie. Because I had been convinced of young Earth creationism. And he's like, yeah. He was a Christian too. And he's like, yeah, but, you shouldn't talk about it. He's all, because, everybody believes in evolution. So you shouldn't talk about that because it'll turn them off from the gospel, because you don't want them to think you're crazy believing all this stuff that goes against what modern science teaches. And I'm like, I didn't say this to him, but I was just thinking about it. I believe that God was born of a virgin, lived a sinless life, was executed an innocent to die for the sins of the world, died, and rose from the dead. If somebody's not going to think I'm crazy for that, me believing in a young Earth creation, or me believing, how much crazier is believing that all of these ancient depictions of dinosaurs, dragons, are legitimate? How much crazy is that? How much crazier is that than believing God became a man and died and rose from the dead? Right? Pick your crazy. It's either true or it's not. And anything someone doesn't believe is going to sound crazy to them. Evolution is crazy to me. It is so far beyond reality that it is ludicrous. It is absolutely ludicrous and crazy to me that anyone would believe in evolution. Right? So that I would hold up this evidence from all of mankind's history. Mankind's history. Not just legends, not just lore. These are depictions that human beings with eyeballs and artistic ability captured for posterity's sake. If I'm crazy for believing that over some white lab coat guy's theory, then I'm crazy. But no more crazy than anyone that believes in a resurrected God. Right? Last Crusader says, I love talking about this stuff. TPQ says, I think you are crazy, but I agree with you on this one. Curtis says, yeah, pick your crazy. That's right, Mike. Like flying men in tights and capes. Mike, for the sake of the Lord, stop. I will not stop. I will not stop. This is truth. This is the truth. This is the history of mankind. I mean, what an excellent, excellent artistic depiction of that. Right? Almost as well done as this artist depicting it. This isn't an artist's depiction in modern day. This is an eyewitness depiction from, what, 1,000 years ago probably? Or more? Right? Oh, how about this one? Yeah, they totally got that one wrong. Right? Totally got that wrong. So wrong. These crazy artist depictions from centuries and centuries ago. Because clearly they couldn't have seen this in real life because they're millions of years old. Baloney. Baloney. Oh, and then that's another thing. Oh, look, they even got the claw thing right. Right? Let's see. Yeah, one extra long claw. Interesting. That was another thing. Just escaped my mind. Interesting depiction here. Look, mama dragon, baby dragon. Dracorex. What is this? Interesting. What was I gonna say? It's slipping from my mind. Because clearly they couldn't have imagined it. Well, again, what the artist depictions we're getting from today, right, are based on skeletal musculature, intimate knowledge of the physiology of how bones and muscles work together. I mean, there's a reason you can take a person's skull and you can recreate what their face actually looked like, or a reasonable facsimile thereof, because of the science of skeletal musculature and fatty tissue and all that kind of stuff. They can take a skull and they can give you a reasonable facsimile of what the human face looked like in life, right? So it is with that kind of a knowledge of physiology that modern it's not archaeologists. What are the dinosaur doctors called? Anyways, modern dino doctors put together what these creatures looked like when they were alive. Dudes 1,000 years ago did not have that kind of understanding. Okay, so you can't say they just made it up and got it right. They saw these things. They depicted them accurately. It's just ridiculous to guess otherwise. You don't just see bones and figure, oh, well, their skin probably looked like this. No. Wait. So Mike's saying dinosaurs are real, just that they were called dragons, and now we call them dinosaurs. Am I getting this right? Yeah. We saw them, we called them dragons, and I would assume almost all of them have died out. I mean, Marco Polo recorded them in the 12th century. I mean, 12th century? Or is it 1200s? 1200, is that the 13th century? 13th century? Described an Allosaurus to the T, described how and why they hunted them and killed them and ate their meat and used their different body parts for different things, you know? Dude, you just showed 2 pictures of monitor lizards that are completely ordinary animals that exist in Asia. Dynamo, have you ignored every other thing I've shown? If you want to pick apart one thing, right, and try to claim that that doesn't count, what, monitor lizards? This is a monitor lizard? Or are you saying this is a monitor lizard? This one's breathing fire, too. That's kind of... and these were where? Tapestry. Dinosaurs. Well, these are in Europe. These are from Europe. Where did you say monitor lizards were? Mongroids. That's not even the word. That's not even the right word. Yeah, so 12th, 13th century, probably. He's probably younger when he... Yeah, probably late 13th century. Which dino breathed fire? I don't know. No smoking to prove any of the techniques that were used. All right, let's see. Let me roll up. Oh, darn it. Just... Dynamo. Monitor lizard. Fire-breathing monitor lizards? Well, that's what I was saying in the beginning. Why would you bother turning chickens into dinosaurs? Why not just turn a monitor lizard into a dinosaur? Actually, a monitor lizard probably is a dinosaur. Reptiles grow bigger every single day, or every single year, right? Imagine a 500-year-old monitor lizard. Let's see. 433. Mike is right on this one. Thank you, Bryce. Now that you're reading the chat, many of those ichthyostones were deliberate fakes and have been debunked over and over again. Yeah, I don't buy that, Jersey Devil. I don't buy it at all. See, that's the thing, is that you can take every single thing I've shown you here, and people will try to debunk every single thing, even though this is the historical, right? They'll try to debunk because they have to debunk, because you're bought and sold on a theory. A theory. And you say, no, evolution is fact. No, it's not. It's the theory. It's the most factual thing in science. It's like, you got to let go. You got to let go of the brainwashing, the propaganda. And I understand. I grew up believing all that stuff. Because where do you hear it? You hear it everywhere. Everywhere you hear it, right? Media, TV, news, school. It's constantly indoctrinated into you in school. And it's a thing you hear so much, so often, so relentlessly, that it's just sort of it's taken for truth, because you are never hearing, you're never learning, you're not hearing both sides of the argument at the same time. Okay, say you were raised and you were hearing on one, your teachers, rather than saying, we know this to be true, evolution, blah blah blah, dinosaurs millions of years ago, blah blah blah, all this is true, this is what we know, 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 for however many years you're in, 13 years in school, and then however many years you're in college, and then you hear it on the TV all the time, you hear it in the movies, you hear it on the news, you hear it everywhere. Everyone is so convinced that it's all just true. No one bothers to question it. But now, think if you're raised and you're told instead, or not instead, but at the same time, rather than that, you're told that some scientists postulate that it is possible that dinosaurs are tens of millions of years old, blah 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 blah. If they taught it to you with a modicum of humility, of the reality that these are all just theories and speculation and conjectures, they're not truth, right? And then at the same time you are taught that, you are also taught, oh look, there are records going back throughout human history of mankind interacting with, illustrating, doing sculptures of dragons, and it is also possible that these things were alive at a much earlier or a much later date, and that humans managed to capture their likenesses again in illustrations from all over the world, that stories of these creatures are replete throughout every single culture on the planet. If you were taught that, right? If you were taught both sides of the story, would you be so hell-bent on dinosaurs having not existed until, having not been, part of mankind's history? Would you be so freaking close-minded? You're saying carbon dating is fraudulent. I'm saying that carbon dating is wrong. Not always, but certainly it is not perfect. By the way, you can't carbon date fossils. You can't carbon date anything that's supposedly older than 50,000 years old. And you know what they won't carbon date? Dinosaur soft tissue. And do they have dinosaur soft tissue? Yes, they do. And now why won't they carbon date it? Because it'll show that it's less than 50,000 years old. You can't prove those stories weren't made up. You believe they weren't, but it's still just your theory. No one that was alive back then, thousands or millions or years ago, whatever, is still alive, so no one can prove one way or another they are correct. It's all just theory. All right, take both with the theory. Take both as theories, right? Take both sides as theories. One theory has human records, visual accounts, set in stone, set in bronze, set down in mosaics, set in clay, set in frickin' riverbeds, painted onto stone walls. Take them both as theories. Which theory has more human documentation? Huh? Which theory aligns more with what you can see, feel, and touch? Which theory holds more water? Again, I was raised an evolutionist. I was raised an agnostic. I bought this stuff hook, line, and sinker. Hook, line, and sinker. Just as much as anybody. And it wasn't until I didn't have a dog in the fight. Like I said, I told you guys before, I was a theistic evolutionist when I became a Christian because I bought evolution hook, line, and sinker. I accepted it without question. And so when I became a Christian and I read the accounts in Genesis, I was like, well, I accept that this day-age theory, there's this day-age theory where the 6 days of creation can be broken up into ages rather than literal days. And so I bought that. And I was like, okay, I'm a theistic evolutionist. I believe in Jesus, and I believe in evolution. So honestly, it didn't matter to me. It didn't. If you're an evolutionist, it doesn't call into question your salvation, right? So it's a non-essential argument. So I literally didn't care which was true. I only wanted to know the truth. And so I started looking at all this evidence and other evidence, the impossibility of abiogenesis. I could go on for another 2 hours with all the evidence against evolution. This is primarily about Godzilla, dragons, monsters galore. So I only wanted to know the truth, and not so clearing my mind of my brainwashing into believing evolution and just looking at the evidence for a younger Earth, the evidence that dinosaurs, dragons walked with man is just so much more powerful than the propaganda that I had believed all my life. That's why I changed my mind. Unwrench the unbeliever. Geology, especially geology, as an applied industrial science isn't a conspiracy theory, Mike. I didn't say it was. The fundamental theory behind evolution is the theory behind molecular biology. So, if that is in any way totally wrong, the issue behind that would cause all of science to collapse. The fundamental theory behind evolution is the theory of molecular biology. So, if that is in any way totally wrong, I know a lot of science would probably collapse if they were to accept truth. They don't allow people to dispute Darwinism in science. Those who do. Have you ever watched the movie Expelled? They do a great job with showing how if you question Darwinism, you don't get your papers peer reviewed. You can even lose tenure. You can, they will shut you down. They will shut you down if you dare rise up and question the priesthood of Darwin. Doot, doot, doot. Bing. So, Michael pronouncing the answer to all this is simple. Ancient aliens. The answer 100% of the time. Coal. Coal's an interesting one as well. Coal regularly carbon dates to 12,000 years ago. To 12,000 years old. Now, how is that possible if coal is all supposed to be millions and millions of years old? Mike, the link in the description to Heart of the Hero, not Soul of the Soldier? No. LoneStarComic.com goes to Soul of the Soldier now. Or did you click it and you went to Heart of the Hero? LoneStarComic.com. No, it goes to Soul of the Soldier. It's just the same link. I just had it redirect. All right. Got about 15 minutes left if you want to continue this topic of discussion. Let me see if I had anything else on this Godzilla trailer. Minecraft. That one. Wow, what was that? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, here's that, another from that Cambodian temple. And you can see all the other creatures are, let's see, monkey, water buffalo, a lizard, a very nicely portrayed lizard. And then here, out of the blue, Stegosaurus. So weird. Yours went to Heart of the Hero? Really? Maybe it's stuck in, I don't know how computers work, cookies or something like that? What? I don't know. They're saying the LoneStarComic.com link is going to Heart of the Hero rather than Soul of the Soldier. I don't know what cookie. I said, I prefaced that with saying I don't know about computers. You don't have to... no, it didn't. Clean your cache. That's it. Cache, not cookies. Cookies for cash. Yeah, more monkeys, more naked ladies, and a Stegosaurus. So very strange. What is this? Staples appear to be identical. The blocks are interlocked in such a way that removing a block from already feet of the burden without detection is imaginary idea. Trained in petrology, I know rocks. Some had altered this rock years after the original carvings. I would see it immediately, so it would be obvious to other experts who carefully examine the carvings. Oh, he's just saying there's no freaking way on earth this has been changed. Nope. 800 years ago, somebody carved a Stegosaurus on a Buddhist temple. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Swans. A swan. Anyways. It's 4:48. We got about 10 minutes left. 10, 12 minutes. Let me dip back. I can just turn this off at this point. Turn this off and let's get back to the chat. Are you going to start a drawing stream after this, Mike? The dinosaurs can look after themselves. No, Slick Rick. After this, I'm going to go see Godzilla. Go Godzilla. Dallas Deadeye says, Mike, I believe dragons went underground and are the reptilians said to inhabit inner Earth. Well, here's the thing. A dragon would take a really long time to get to be giant, right? I mean, if they are reptilian, which that's the assumption. And they grow every year. Reptiles grow every year, right? They've found, 50-foot boa constrictors in the Amazon. Okay, now imagine, I don't know, a Gila monster. Or imagine some other dragon that, hatches from I mean, dragon eggs, dinosaur eggs, dragon eggs, whatever, it can be like this big, right? Now imagine they hatch. I don't know when they would reach maturity, but I imagine a smaller dragon, dinosaur, whatever, only reaching, a few feet in size. If they have I don't know. It just seems like, who knows? Maybe some of them are still around, but they're just not freaking 30 feet long. Because they don't live to be that long in a world where they're hunted down. And like I said, Marco Polo's report of the dragon was how they hunted and killed them. So, Starblade launches today, does it? Sorry, squirrel. T-Rex was full size pretty early in life, my dude, Jersey Devil says. Really? Did you see that happen? Or are you basing this on a speculation or a belief rather than... Because nobody knows. Nobody saw them grow up. Except for the people that Marco Polo was familiar with. I didn't see it, but fossil nests were found. Fossil nests. So... I know, bones. Well, what is it? Bones or fossils? Bones or fossils? Did you see them make that art? Oh! You can't say how fast something grew based... You can based on its bones, right? You can see how fast something... I think science can tell how fast a creature grows based on its bones. But you can't based on stones. You can't based on fossils, which are stones, right? Now, the bones in the stones could tell you a different story, probably. But I think you're basing this on a speculation rather than on any actual fact. Like tree rings. But again, fossilized bones are not bones. They're minerals. Family has seen Bigfoot. Has your family seen Bigfoot? My position on Bigfoot is that I don't know. Honestly, don't know. I just know that like 70 years ago or something like that, the Chinese thought of the panda bear the way we think of the Bigfoot. It was a legend. It was there had been sightings, but there was no evidence. There was no hardcore evidence. And then they found them. They found them and they stuck them in cages, and now they put them in zoos all over the world. So who knows? 70 years from now, maybe we'll find some big feet, big foots, and we'll stick them in cages and send them to zoos all over the world. I don't know. Finding out that about the panda really kind of opened my mind to the possibility of Bigfoot. So gorillas were only found like 200 years ago. Oh, really? That I did not know. It's definitely less speculation than chimera drawings from people who probably still sacrifice children to elder gods. See, that's what you're just boiling it all down to. After everything I said, that's what you're trying to boil it down to. Bigfoot is just a rare sighting of Kelsey going out to pick up another bag of weed. Describe an elephant if you've never seen one before. What? Orangutans were the same deal. I know, right? But, and honestly, okay, Mkele Mbembe. There's a report. Okay, I got about 5 minutes here. There's a report in Africa. There's a tribe that has reported basically a brontosaurus, brachiosaurus, whatever, a river-dwelling giant dragon dinosaur, and they call it Mkele Mbembe. And there was a film crew that went down there to try to capture it, and they went down, they interviewed the people of the tribe, and they told their stories about how, you know, it like rises up out of the water and it's got a super long neck and blah blah blah. I think you can go look up the video. There's a documentary about it. And so the scientists went there with a catalog of all of the different animals, right? And the tribe, who didn't even speak, you know, anything other than their whatever dialect of Mokele Mbembe. And so they're flipping through the book, and they're like, you know, is it this alligator? No. Is it this elephant? No. Is it this hippopotamus? No. And it's they get to the brachiosaurus or the brontosaurus, and they go, and all of them are like, oh no, Mokele Mbembe. They knew exactly what he looked like. And it was, you know, hey, take that as you will. So Africa is a very, 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 very large continent. We have not discovered every creature living there. And hey, if you're going to hide a brontosaurus on a continent, I think Africa is probably a pretty good one. Actually, let me do that real quick, just for giggles. I want you guys to see something that people usually don't realize. The actual size of Africa compared to the United States of America. If you're gonna hide on a continent, go with Africa. Go with Africa, because people usually look at Africa on a map and they think like this. Oh yeah, look, Africa. It's a little bit bigger than the United States. It's like, no, they just do that to squeeze the map together. Africa is literally, look at this. You could fit the United States, China, India, Eastern Europe, Italy, Germany, France, and Spain, and the Netherlands, and Portugal, and Belgium, and the UK, and Japan, and China Part 2. All inside the continent of Africa. China Part 2. That's how big Africa is. And no, we have not discovered every animal living in Africa. So crazy big. Actually, there's probably some crap in Russia too. Look at the size of Russia. Russia's huge. Huge! It is quite arrogant to think that we would know everything already. But, yeah. Anywho, I'm glad I have convinced Cecil at the very least. Cecil says, well, I'm sold. No need to look into it any further. Thank you, Cecil. I appreciate that. I heard that the moon goes to Africa during the day. I'll need to see some documentation on that. Just not South Africa. They will find you. What? There's entire industries that depend on knowing how the Earth works internally. Okay, that's another thing that drives me nuts. The Earth is... We've literally never been more than 8 miles deep. But there's industries that depend on knowing what's 3,000 miles deep. They better get to digging if their industry depends on knowing that. Materials, gas, and oil extraction. Yeah, that's not more than 8 miles deep, man. I'm pretty sure that's accurate, Justin. I can Google it again. Actually, not on this computer. Dang it, I got 1 minute. Somebody else Google it, quick. Last Crusader says, the Earth is hollow, dum-dums. That's right, I forgot. Alright, guys. Well, this has been a really fun and fast 2 hours. I do enjoy talking about this subject, and I don't care if you think I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. Indecision. You're the one that's crazy. Indecision. You're driving me crazy. No, it's fun. It's fun. I'm going to go watch me some Godzilla. I'm pretty sure that is not historically accurate, but it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'll be back here later with a review. And I do want to do a... shoot, I got to do more writing. Writing, drawing, whatever. We'll do something a little later. Hey, guys, get on over to Lone Star. LoneStarComic.com. It is in the description. Let me pop this open real quick before I go. I don't think I've made any sales while I was here, but what the heck. Let's give it a refresh anyways. 971. Nope, still 132, 971. If you have not checked it out, please do. That is my comic book. This is how I make a living. Enjoy your day, ladies and gentlemen. I love you all, and I hope to see you shortly. Good day.